Hello and welcome to Genesis 35. Today we are doing 35.1 to 36.43. Then God said to Jacob, "Get ready and move to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." So Jacob told everyone in his house, "Get rid of all your pagan idols, purify yourselves, and put on clean clothing. We are now going to Bethel, where I will build an altar to the God who has answered my prayers when I was in distress. He has been with me wherever I have gone." So they gave Jacob all their pagan idols and earrings, and he buried them under the great tree near the Shechem. As they set out, a terror from God spread over the people in all the towns of that area, so no one attacked Jacob's family. Eventually, Jacob and his household arrived at Luz, also called Bethel, in Canaan. Jacob built an altar there and named the place El Bethel, which means God of Bethel, because God had appeared to him there when he was fleeing from his brother Esau. Soon after this, Rebekah's old nurse Deborah died. She was buried beneath the oak tree in the valley below Bethel. Ever since, that tree has been called Allon Bakuth, which means oak of weeping. Now that Jacob had returned from Padan Aram, God appeared to him again at Bethel. God blessed him, saying, "Your name is Jacob, but you will not be called Jacob any longer. From now on, your name will be Israel." So God renamed him Israel. Then God said, "I am El Shaddai, God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. You will become a great nation, even many nations. Kings will be among your descendants, and I will give you the land I once gave to Abraham and Isaac. Yes, I will give it to you and your descendants after you." Then God went up from the place where he had spoken to Jacob. Jacob set up a stone pillar to mark the place where God had spoken to him. Then he poured wine over it as an offering to God and anointed the pillar with olive oil. And Jacob named the place Bethel, which means house of God, because God had spoken to him there. Leaving Bethel, Jacob and his clan moved on toward Ephraim. But Rachel went into labor while they were still some distance away. Her labor pains were intense. After a very hard delivery, the midwife exclaimed, "Don't be afraid, you have another son." Rachel was about to die, but with her last breath, she named the baby Benoi, which means son of my sorrow. The baby's father, however, called him Benjamin, which means son of my right hand. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephraim, that is Bethlehem. Jacob set up a stone monument over Rachel's grave, and it can be seen there to this day. Then Jacob travelled on and camped beyond Migdal Eder. While he was living there, Reuben had intercourse with Bilhah, his father's concubine, and Jacob soon heard about it. These are the names of the 12 sons of Jacob. Okay, so I'm not brilliant with names, so let's see how this goes. The sons of Leah were Reuben, Jacob's eldest son, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. The sons of Rachel were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Bilhah, Rachel's servant, were Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Zilpah, Leah's servant, were Gad and Asher. These are the names of the sons who were born to Jacob at Paddan Aram. So, Jacob returned to his father Isaac in Mamre, which is near Kiriath-arba, now called Hebron, where Abraham and Isaac had both lived as foreigners. Isaac lived for 180 years. Then he breathed his last and died at a ripe old age, joining his ancestors in death. And his sons Esau and Jacob buried him. Now I just want to pause there for a minute and mention how, if you've been reading from the start with me, the age of when someone has lived and died has had a significant decrease, if you have picked up on that as well. Okay, so let's carry on. 36.1. This is the account of the descendants of Esau, also known as Edom. Okay, so for this bit, what I'm going to do is skim through and not read out all of the names because it does look like it's a very long list. So we're up to 36.1. So this is the account of the descendants of Esau, also known as Edom. Esau married two young women from Canaan. Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Oholibamah, the daughter of Anna. He also married his cousin Basemath, the daughter of Ishmael. Okay, so Basemath gave birth to a son named Reuel, and Oholibamah gave birth to sons named Jeshua, Jalam, and Korah. All these sons were born to Esau in the land of Canaan. Esau took his children and his entire household, along with his livestock and cattle, and all the wealth he had acquired in the land of Canaan, and moved away from his brother Jacob. There was not enough land to support them both, because all of the livestock and possessions they had acquired. So Esau, also known as Edom, settled in the hill country of Seir. Okay, so from 36.9 is the accounts of Esau's descendants, the Edomites, who lived in the hill county of Seir. And then we skip that. If you want to read that, that's up to you. We go to 36.15. These are the descendants of Esau who became the leaders of various clans. So I'm going to skip to 20, 36.20. These are the names of the tribes that descended from Seir, the Horites. They lived in the land of Edom. And we have Lotan, Shobal, Zebia, Anna, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishan. These were the Horite clan leaders and descendants of Seir who lived in the land of Edom. Then I'm going to skip from 36.20 to 36.31. These are the kings who ruled in the land of Edom before any king ruled over the Israelites. Bela, son of Beor, who ruled in Edom from his city in Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jacob, son of Bozrah, became king in his place. When Jabab died, Husham from the land of Temanites became king in his place. When Husham died, Hadad, son of Bedad, became king in his place and ruled from the city of Avith. He was the one who defeated the Midianites in the land of Moab. When Hadad died, Samlah from the city of Meshrikah became king in his place. And it goes on from there to, let's go to 40. So 36, 40. These are the names of the leaders of the clan who descended from Esau, who lived in the places for them. And you can read on from there if you want to at 36.40. So I will let you read up on the family lines and the clans if you want to in that one, and then in the next video we're going to carry on with the story from Genesis 37 to 38. So I'll see you in the next video to carry on the story.